Look at almost any animal on Earth, and it's wearing a coat. Fur, feathers, scales. And then there's you. You are a naked ape. One of the only mammals on the planet that walks around with its skin exposed. Every one of your closest relatives is covered in hair. You are not. And here's the strange part. You didn't lose the hair. Your skin is still covered in tiny, nearly invisible hairs. You have about as many hair roots as a chimpanzee. They just went small. So the question isn't where the fur went. It's why we hid it. Why did our ancestors strip down, while every other ape kept its coat? The answer turned us into one of the strangest and most dangerous animals alive. Start with what makes us weird. You are, by a wide margin, the sweatiest animal on Earth. Your skin holds between 2 and 5 million sweat glands, more than almost any other creature. Most furry animals can't do this. A dog can't sweat through its coat, so it pants. A fur coat traps heat. But bare skin plus millions of sweat glands turns your whole body into a cooling machine. Sweat evaporates and pulls the heat right off you. This is the thing no other ape can do well. And it's almost useless if you're wearing fur. To run the cooling system, you have to take the coat off. Naked skin and sweat glands are a package deal. So the fur didn't just vanish. It was traded for the ability to shed heat like no animal before us. The question is, why did we need that so badly? Rewind a couple million years. Our ancestors leave the cool, shady forest behind and step out onto the open savanna. No canopy, no shade, just grass and a sun that does not stop. Out here, the danger isn't just predators, it's the heat itself. Move around in the midday sun in a thick fur coat, and your temperature climbs fast. And there's one organ that absolutely cannot overheat: your brain. A brain that gets too hot starts to fail. So for a big-brained animal in the open heat, that fur coat stopped being protection. It became a liability, a trap that could cook you from the inside. Evolution had a brutal problem to solve. How do you stay active all day in the heat without your own body shutting you down? The answer was to lose the coat. But cooling down didn't just help us survive the heat. It turned us into something no other animal could be: a hunter that uses the sun as a weapon. Picture it: a human and an antelope. The antelope is faster, far faster in a sprint, but it has fur, and it can't shed heat the way we can. So the human doesn't sprint. The human just keeps coming, walking, jogging, for hours. Every time the animal bolts, it overheats. It has to stop, panting, to cool down. And every time it stops, the sweating, naked human catches up, again and again, until the animal can't go on. It's called persistence hunting. No claws, no great speed, just bare skin, sweat, and the refusal to stop. The naked ape became the animal that the heat couldn't beat. So when did this happen? The best clue isn't a bone, it's a color. Because losing the fur created a brand new problem: sunburn. Fur had been blocking the sun. Take it away under the African sky, and bare skin gets hammered by ultraviolet radiation, enough to damage the body deep down. So evolution answered with a shield: dark, melanin-rich skin. And that's the clue. Dark skin only becomes necessary once the fur is already gone. So by reading the genes behind skin color, scientists can estimate the timing between 1 and 2 million years ago, around the time of Homo erectus. An upright, long-legged, savanna-walking human, bare-skinned and built to move. The naked body and the traveling body showed up together. Now, and this matters, cooling is the leading explanation, but it is not the only one, and scientists still argue about it. There are other suspects. The first one is crawling. A thick coat of fur is a paradise for parasites: fleas, ticks, lice that carry disease. One theory says we shed the fur to evict them. Less hair means fewer hiding places, fewer bites, a healthier animal with more children. There's even a clue in lice themselves. The lice on our bodies are tied to clothing, and their genetics suggest we started wearing clothes long after we went bare. We lost the fur first. We invented the sweater much later. And then there's the oldest idea of all, from Darwin himself. Maybe smoother skin was simply more attractive. Maybe we lost our fur partly because we kept choosing mates who had less of it. But if losing fur was so useful, here's a puzzle. Why didn't we lose all of it? You kept hair in very specific places, and none of it is random. Each patch has a job. The hair on your head shades the one thing you can't afford to overheat: your brain, like a built-in sun hat for the organ that runs everything. Your eyebrows divert sweat away from your eyes, so it doesn't blind you mid-chase. Tiny, but part of the same cooling story. Keep the human moving, keep the eyes clear. Even the hair we're embarrassed by has a purpose: reducing friction and trapping scent for communication. Nothing on you is left over by accident. So step back and look at what we are. A big-brained ape that gave up the one thing nearly every animal relies on, its coat, and got something far more powerful in return. Bare skin let us walk and run across a burning planet that stopped every other animal in the shade. It let us chase, travel, spread, across deserts and grasslands and continents, under a sun that should have beaten us. You are not the ape that lost its coat. You are the ape that traded fur for the entire world. So the next time you feel exposed in your own skin, remember what that skin actually is. Not a weakness your ancestors lost, the superpower that let them win.